Seth Hatchell right to the back bumper of the 32. And this has been so hard to pass down here, but Emerson going to clear Mayato. Not going to go low. He's going to try and fake the 48. Travato using the inside lane. Mayato now up half a groove. The second position looks for his first race win. Oh, hard contact. Mayato up in the air, up on the hood, on top of the Geico machine. All over his back bumper. Going to have to be very tactical with his moves. Oh, and hard under braking. Travato nearly locked it up there. St. Ferris, big slide out of turn number 1. Comes Chris Samar, Kevin Cornelius. They're going to make a charge in the third lane. Is it too little, too late? Are they going to have the run out of turn number 4? Mark Emerson down low. They're all going to wreck. Dennis Fairclough in the lead right now. Here comes Nick Gardner. Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series live tonight from the North Wilkesboro Speedway. A throwback race tonight. Drivers rocking old school paint schemes, some in their normal paint schemes, but lots of great looking race cars out here tonight as we are closing in on the end of the regular season. Just 2 more races, including tonight's race, for drivers to lock themselves into the playoffs. Pretty tight around the cut line, and they'll have 200 laps around here to see who gets to the checkered flag first. Could be a good one here. Some short track racing action from this old school track that's been brought back to life here in iRacing. This little struggles there getting off a pit lane for some of these drivers. Really cool to see all these old school paint schemes on the racetrack. We'll give you kind of the lowdown or information on what these schemes are as we go further into the night. Right now, Safe Ferris is fastest in the practice session, but it's a bit of a melee out here in practice. As a few drivers actually trying to get some lap times in. Alec Martinez hard in the wall right there. They'll have a stage break tonight, lap 75, and a total of 200 laps right at 125 miles with a 5/8 mile racetrack. And yeah, let's see where the drivers stand in points coming into tonight's race. Gonna be a fun one here and a lot on the line for quite a few drivers. Tonight's race is brought to you by SP Designs. This is the SP Designs 150. You can check them out. Some information on them in the description for the video below. Coming into the race though, Zach Carr, a 4-time winner this season, leads the standings by a pretty good margin over his closest competitor, AJ Stravato, who is still in striking distance to win the regular season championship. Everybody else pretty well out of it. Keith Mayato does have 2 race wins. Seth Hatchell getting the victory last week. Jeremy Miller winning week number 1. And Alec Martinez also collecting a victory. All those drivers are locked in. You can see from 7th back to 12th, none of those guys are locked in. And there are 4 more drivers outside of the cut line able to make it in on points if they can have a couple great races in a row. Everyone else needs a win to advance. They're not close enough in points. So anybody you see in that purplish blue color down there, those bottom 4 in the top 20. And then also almost everyone outside of the top 20. Just a couple drivers there shown eliminated from contention to make the playoffs, as they have not made enough races here this season. So it is definitely close. Right there around the 12th position, only about 25 points or so separating about 6 or 7 drivers. So it's going to be pretty chaotic to see who comes away with a clean race car tonight, who's able to earn points, and see if anybody can capture a race win. Couple on the outside of the top 20 you see there, Safe Ferris. He was fast in practice, as the drivers do head to qualifying. Looking at Zach Carr right here. But Safe Ferris, he has a good opportunity tonight. If he can win the race, he can lock himself into the playoffs. I know he's missed a couple of events. But how he would love to make the playoffs after such a hot start to the season. Another driver with a hot start, that is Zach Carr. 4 wins in the first 11 races. He comes across the start-finish line right there. His lap time, third quick at the moment, an 18.826, about a tenth and a half off of Jeremy Miller, who's put down a really fast lap right over Keith Mayato. Those drivers down in the 6s. Here comes Zach Carr for lap number 2. 7.21, not going to be good enough, but Mayato goes to the top in his throwback Mark Martin scheme. Look at Ryan Gemmel out here in the Davey Allison throwback as he records lap number 1, a driver who's also looking for a race win, and after missing last week due to an injury, is back in the driver's seat. Gonna try and get a good solid finish here tonight. Looked like he was pretty much a lock to make the playoffs, but now very close to the cut line due to that missed race. He goes 5th fastest. Angelo Ronis, who's been so solid all season long, about to complete, or actually this is just coming to the start of lap number 1. Angelo enters tonight's race. 3rd overall in points, actually. But he does not have a race win, so that puts him as 7th seed for the playoffs. But lap number 1 is 18.781. Nice lap time there. He's working this higher groove around the racetrack. Maybe just trying to get some more practice in up there. He will go 8th fastest as Cody Adkins actually jumps to 7th in the Heinz throwback. This is reminiscent of Jimmy Spencer's Heinz ketchup machine, but this one is a mustard car. James Loveland wrapping up his qualifying. He's in the Mark Martin, I believe it's an old late model throwback. Alec Martinez rocking his traditional blue and green Axis Esports Toyota Camry as he completes lap number 1. That'll be a 23.25. He starts lap 2 here. We'll see what he can do. Nice and smooth out of turn 2. Wheels it up off the corner. 18.679, only good for 5th quick, but still a nice lap time right there. As most drivers pulling it in. AJ Stravato just getting started. Have just enough time to get his laps in before the 5-minute mark. 28 drivers have put down a lap already out of the 32 who have joined the session. So AJ Stravato getting ready to put his lap time in. Here is Dennis Faircloth in the SP Designs. This is a Richard Petty throwback. And it's one of the best painters on iRacing, that is for sure. He helped me out with a couple schemes for the V-Speed drivers here tonight. And he knows his way around creating paint schemes, and pretty cool to see what he's able to do with these virtual race cars as he works off of turn number 4. 18.926 for lap number 1. That'll put him 21st. I expect a little pickup here on the 2nd lap, but he gets really hot into turn 3 right there. Up out of turn number 4, a 904. It is an improvement. He will, however, stay in 21st. Must have tagged the wall just a little bit on that lap. But great job by Dennis with the paint schemes on a few different cars here tonight. 30 qualifiers have gotten a lap time in. And if you want to see a full list of the paint schemes that we've got on some of these cars and drivers that are eligible to take a vote for favorite paint scheme, check out the link that we just posted right there in the chat. You can go vote for your top 3 favorite schemes that you see that are eligible for the throwback voting. And whoever gets the most votes will get a $10 $10 payout. So pretty cool for these guys here. A little something to encourage them to be creative with those race cars. So as the 5-minute mark comes around, Keith Maiato looks like he has the top spot on the qualifying boards. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break before the green flag.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Back at the racetrack now, Keith Maiato, your pole winner here tonight in the SP Designs 150 from North Wilkesboro Speedway. He'll be starting up front alongside him. It'll be Anthony Pelican, the James Hilton throwback, the number 99 machine. Special story there. We'll talk about that more. See Keith in the throwback Mark Martin scheme. The number 36 there, the Rose Light throwback commemoration. Row number 2 is going to be Seth Hatchell, his number 8 car there. Jeremy Miller in the Coke throwback number 30 machine. Rolling off from the 5th spot, Alec Martinez, his 18 car. To his outside, Michael Newman in the 6th position. Rolling off from 7th, Ryan Gemmel, the Davey Allison throwback. To his outside, Cody Adkins in the number 81 car. The Heinz Jimmy Spencer mustard machine. He's looking for a race win here tonight. Angelo Ronas starting from 9th. To his outside, James Loveland, the Mark Martin late model throwback. AJ Stravato going to be rolling off from the 11th position, the 33 car, the Waste Management machine. To his outside, Chris Samard in the Folgers Tim Richmond throwback. That car, the number 27, going to be rolling off from the 13th position. To his outside, Safe Ferris. Both those cars throwbacks. Safe throwing back to an Audi. I believe it's a touring car. Option there, but definitely a cool looking car here tonight. The 71 of Lane Sulfur's the Hot Wheels machine. To his outside, Dallas Sullivan, another Heinz throwback, but this one is Worcestershire sauce. A fun word to say, and I know he did that on purpose. Rolling off 17th, Daniel Cunningham, the Marty Robbins throwback. Alex Pelican to his outside, the 21 machine. Go throwback there. Jeremiah Vincent rolling off from 19th in the Dale Earnhardt Wrangler machine. Alan Dice, the official Heinz catch-up throwback there. Rolling off 21st, Dennis Faircloth in the Richard Petty machine. Bradley Wilson, the 51, starting 22nd. Rolling off 23rd, Reggie Ortega. 24th is going to be Brandon Pearl. Eric Lambert starts 25th here tonight. He's in another that is a Darrell Waltrip Pepsi machine. Brett Sommers, the number 7, I believe that is also going to be a Darrell Waltrip machine. Timmy Emanuele starting in 27th. Dennis Steele 28th. Timmy's running an Ayrton Senna Lotus throwback. Garrett Wolfenbarger 29th. Jordan Scheffler rolling off from the 30th position. 31st, Tony Baird. And 32nd, Robert Gilmore. 32 cars here tonight. Going to be a good one here from the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Keith Mato about to get us going. Green flag in the air. And we're underway for race 12. The Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Side by side for the race lead, Anthony Pelican, who was looking for a race victory, holding steady alongside Mayato down into turn 1. Going to pinch him down just a bit. And this can be so tough on these short tracks to clear a driver pinching you down like that, and they stay side by side all the way down into turn 3. Mayato hard on the brakes there. Gets it woed up. Now he has room to clear himself up off the corner. He will take the lead. And a car length in front as the 99 of Pelican dives down deep into turn number 1. But you can see he's got a mirrorful of Jeremy Miller, who has not found victory lane since race number 1. Hard battling farther back. There's James Loveland, Angelo Ronas, side by side, just inside the top 10. Of course, cheer on your favorite driver here tonight, and you can vote for your favorite paint scheme at the link we posted. Try and follow along with your favorite drivers throughout the race. Should be a lot of great action. We've got battling farther back here, almost contact between Alex Pelican and Chris Samard. And there is going to be a little contact farther back. Daniel Cunningham, a new driver to the league, almost gets into the 71. He's in the grass as they are checked up big time in the low lane. Everybody able to keep it straight for the moment, but he is struggling in that 87 car. Slides up to the high groove now. And there goes Bradley Wilson. He'll drive on by. That'll be 19th spot. And double zero goes underneath him there. They bang doors a little bit. And Dennis Faircloth, he is wheeling it up by the outside wall. Not the traditional route around this racetrack, but finding some grip up there right now. And lots of side-by-side further back in the pack. Meanwhile, the top 4 have broken away by a little bit. But Mayato is not able to escape Anthony Pelican. Then Alec Martinez rides 5th. We've seen Alec do this where he kind of runs a steady pace trying to keep the tires on it. and he'll try and track these guys back down. Right now, holding off Michael Newman, Cody Adkins, Ryan Gemmel, Angelo Ronis, and AJ Stravato. James Loveland, he's been able to run that high side, still battling with Zach Carr. Zay Ferris closing in on that picture. Two Team Red Speed drivers who had a hot start to the season, but both have missed a few races, and so find themselves buried deep in the standings. Gonna be looking for a win here tonight. Racing the lap 75 though for stage number 1, as Keith Mato now pulls away by a few car lengths over Anthony Pelican. Side by side, Alec Martinez, Seth Hatchell. Seth slipped up a little bit. There goes Alec, looks to the inside. Behind them, Michael Newman all the way up towards the wall there. He's going to look on this battle in front and try and find his way through. Few different approaches to getting around this place. You can see the different entry lines, and you can also see right there in the mirror, Michael has Cody Adkins all over his tail. Overshoots turn 1 by a little bit right there, but able to slow it down before he gets into the 18. Now looks like James Loveland finally gets to the bottom, but he's got Alex Pelican who's going to try and work around his outside. See if that affected James at all, but he is going to lose a position there to Alex. Chris Samard closing in. Chris, the driver who had a very unfortunate race last week, caught up in an accident, and that knocked him down a few points positions. Finds himself on the outside looking in, coming into this race. Just hoping to have a good, clean run here. So necessary for that driver. 5 points out. Needs to finish in front of Bradley Wilson and a couple of those other guys. Try and gain some points back, and at least be in the picture headed into next race. Battling farther back, looks like Brett Sommers and Lane Sulfridge is going to go side by side. There's Dennis Faircloth closing in. He's going to go around the 71. Trying to work that high groove like that. Doing things a little bit differently than the drivers in front of him. Trying to get that momentum on the straightaways, kind of point the car straighter earlier. Does look like he's cutting down quite a bit earlier than he was before, because try and run all the way around the corner on that wall. It's just never gonna be the most efficient way around. As check up there from Jeremiah Vincent, he's gonna lose a couple spots. Dennis will take over 22nd. He gets really loose, though, on the front stretch in front of the 9. Able to hang on to it. They'll go side by side in the 00 and the 7 now, about to be racing it up here on the back stretch. Brett goes pretty deep in the corner right there. He's going to lose some ground. Here comes Jeremiah Vincent closing back up. And caution is going to fly. And the 17 of Angelo Ronis upside down, and also Ryan Gemmel involved in this one. The 21 of Alex Pelican. This looks like big damage, though, for Ryan Gemmel, who needed points tonight. And Angelo Ronis currently inside the top 12, but this is not going to help him out. See what happened here. So the 81 gets loose down low. Ryan going to the high side. Going to happen, I think, down here at this next set of corners. Angelo Ronis right there behind. Ryan goes in. He gets tagged by the 17, who then gets hit by the 27, the 33, and quite a few others, but Angelo ends up upside down. That is not how you want your race car to be. So let's go on board here, see what he saw. Got into him there. Came together on turn entry and up and over. And let's go on board with, it was the 33 of AJ Stravato, got a little piece of that. He gets hit from behind by the 27 of Zach Carr, who is going to have some big damage, I think. A big domino effect right there. The 27, the 21, he gets into it. I think he went actually up to the wall to avoid that and ended up sliding right into Ryan Gemmel and gathering quite a bit of damage. Oh yeah, AJ Serrato, big hit there. Safe Fair is just able to flip past. I think he might get a little bit on the right front fender there. But looking okay for the driver of the 44 who needs a win to advance. Currently now in the top 10, but quite a few drivers going to stay out here. Only a handful going to pit, and those are drivers involved in the caution there. But Keith Maotto, he's led every lap so far. He'll have to contend once again with Anthony Pelican, as they're going to be getting the green flag this time. Maotto, there he goes. Green flag back in the air, and we're underway once again from North Wilkesboro Speedway. And Anthony Pelican doing everything that he can to get back to the quarter panel, but just cannot do it there. He'll dive it in deep into turn 3, now cuts down low. Almost gives him a nudge in the middle of the corner. They go pretty well single file now, the top 6, but side by side, Safe Fair is trying to gain more positions. Remember, he was fastest in practice, now side by side with Michael Newman. And he should be able to clear him here on corner exit. That is going to be 7th position for Safe Fair. Here comes James Loveland as well. Going to work to the inside, nearly 3 wide with Bradley Wilson. Bradley needs to play it a bit safe here tonight. A lot on the line for him. He is just above the cut line by a few points. And big wiggle right there by James Loveland. Michael Newman tried to move to his inside, couldn't do it. Here comes Bradley Wilson around the outside. Chris Samard right there in contention. Dennis Faircloth continuing to run that wall back there. He may just be trying to avoid getting run over and trying to survive this race. He does need a win to advance in that number 80 car. Not really in position to grab that here tonight, though. Keith Maotto has pulled out now 4 car lengths over the 99 of Anthony Pelican. Jeremy Miller, Seth Hatchell, the top 4. Alec Martinez a little farther back, still in 5th. He's got Safe Fares closing in from behind. I would expect Safe to make some kind of a move here in the next couple laps. He is closed right up on Alec Martinez. Safe not afraid to shove you out of the way. He got a really nice run there out of 2. He's going to look down low. Alec probably just going to give him the space, as Safe will go right on by, and almost contact between Cody Adkins and Alec Martinez. Now Alec back in line though. And side by side, James Loveland and Bradley Wilson, who's coming back after a slow restart. To work right on by James Loveland, and now goes to the outside of Cody Adkins. Really squirrely on entry right there. to get it slowed down and keep it pointed in the right direction, though. And Chris Simard now following suit, trying to keep his eyes on that 51 car. Short laps around this place, just 18 seconds. Or 19 and a half seconds now is what they've slowed down to, but at their peak, it's about 18 and 3/4 seconds to cover 5/8 of a mile. They are moving pretty well out here. Keith Maioto goes into the corner there, right around 120 down through the center of the turn. He's going to go all the way down to about 80 miles an hour. A battle for second. Jeremy Miller putting the pressure on. And they have gone single file all the way back to Jeremiah Vincent in 14th. This is 13th and 14th, Dallas Sullivan and Jeremiah Vincent. Dallas has been very close to that cut line, if not above it at points all season long. He finds himself 20 points out coming into tonight's race. Just needs a good, solid run to be in contention going into next week. Of course, a win is going to lock him in if he could do that. Right now, running in 14th. Nice, solid run after starting 16th. A driver who's definitely improved a lot over the course of the last couple seasons. And you can see him up here battling it out with the big guys, getting some great runs over in the Xfinity Series, too. Doing a good job right now, holding his own here with Jeremiah Vincent, Reggie Ortega right in front of him. I think we saw a wiggle there from Bradley Wilson, who slipped up the track. Here comes James Loveland, going to try and strike back down on the bottom. Bradley, one of the drivers who you will see wheel it. It's just through these corners on every opportunity he can get. I believe it was Circuit of the Americas. He was just all over that racetrack, but still making good lap time. Eventually, just eating up the rear tires too much cost him, but he almost gets run into by Chris Simard. And you can see Bradley is struggling with those back tires at this point in the run, 45 laps in. And there is Eric Lambert, going to go well up the racetrack. Eric, he now goes a lap down, running 30th. With some left side and rear damage. Oh, and the 12 of Michael Newman, he gets put in the wall. Up the racetrack. And the 39 of Timmy Emanuele is going to be around here on the backstretch. Separate issues happening at the same time. Let's go take a look. Timmy Emanuele, the 39 car, that Ayrton Senna throwback. He gets tagged by the 00 and down across the grass into the guardrail. The nose first there, and John Player, special machine. He'll go a lap down trying to get it spun around here. As the leaders go by right there, that's what generated the caution. Let's see what happened to Michael Newman here as he got put up in the wall. That was Reggie Ortega to his inside. Oh, and looked like Reggie might have gone a bit wide on corner entry. Might have missed that corner a little, and then that shoves the 12 up the hill. Got Timmy Emanuele already around at that point. He was able to get going again here, but did lose that lap. And since he was the cause of the yellow, not able to get that lap back. And we do have a few drivers pitting. Zach Carr, AJ Stravato had already pit in this race. That's why they're outside the top 15. We just had Jordan Scheffler, Alex Pelican, Brandon Pearl. It looks like Robert Gilmore missed his box, but he will bring it back in. looking for that pit stall. I know there are some stalls that are doubled up here with such a short pit lane, so he's looking for it. I don't think he's been able to find it just yet, so. See, Ryan Gemmel is still on pit lane, or he's back on pit lane, 4 laps down at the moment. In the Davey Allison machine, quite a bit of damage, 31st on track. And he's got his work cut out for him here to earn as many points as he can. It is still all Keith Mayato up front, a 2-time winner this season, and currently sits on the all-time wins list in the 3rd position, tied. Also has the 3rd most poles. He holds the record for, I believe, most stage wins in this league. Keith, always a competitor, a tough competitor, always going to be a threat to win any race that he is in. Right now, he is dominating this race at North Wilkesboro. Has been out front every single lap. He'll have to fight now with Jeremy Miller as Anthony Pelican lost a few spots at the tail end of that run. Here we go. Pace car is off. Green flag back in the air. Lap 51. We're back underway from North Wilkesboro. Quite a few battles on track. Seth Hatchell, Alec Martinez side by side right now. Alec goes pretty deep in the corner there. Seth trying to fight back in that low lane. Alec gets the momentum though. He's going to clear, and now he's going to try and make a move on Anthony Pelican. Can't get there before they get to the corner. But he is in that 4th spot and hungry for more. Quite a bit of battling farther back. That is Bradley Wilson, Chris Samard, a couple drivers hovering right around that cut line. Every point matters to these two. Of course, nobody gets points at the end of the stage except for the stage winner, which is what Keith Mayato is going for. Wants that extra playoff point. And it is getting crazy farther back. You've got some guys who are involved in that early yellow that are very fast, trying to work their way through. AJ Stravato, Zach Carr, to name a couple. They ride outside the top 15, but closing up on cars on older tires. And a lot of side-by-side action back here. That is the 98 of Tony Baird, the outside of Garrett Wolfenbarger. Then Ryan Gemmel and AJ Stravato, those two not on the same lap. Ryan 4 laps down, trying to get in position to be the lucky dog, but there are 4 lap cars in front of him. So he'll have to be hoping to get a wave around here at the end of the stage, potentially. And caution is going to fly once again. I was just looking for the amount of tires. They only have 3 sets of tires additionally here. And it looks like Ryan Gemmel could be involved in this one. And that is going to be his night done and dusted. Let's go take a look. And it is going to be Ryan Gemmel involved in this one. Does not appear to be his fault. Like kind of a racing incident, going for the same piece of real estate. You go to the overhead view, gets tagged by the 32 of Wolfenbarger, goes around, hard hit to the 00 of Brandon Pearl, and then Angelo Ronas piles in there. Already 26 down for Angelo, who ended up on his roof. And he goes right into Ryan Gemmel. Maybe he didn't see him. There's some smoke there, and then Ryan's car actually kind of matches the wall colors. But luckily able to slow up, but still pretty big impact. And the 17 of Angelo Rodin is going to add to his damage. Ryan Gemmel, heavy damage, and Brandon Pearl, the biggest hits on that one. So, a couple drivers who needed points having issues. Keith Maioto continues to lead. He's led every lap. Jeremy Miller second. Alec Martinez made it to third. He did get by Anthony Pelican. Seth Hatchell rides in fifth. Safe Ferris in sixth. James Loveland seventh. Good run for both the Red Speed machines. Cody Adkins riding in the eighth spot, right where he started. Chris Samard up 3 positions. Reggie Ortega up 13 positions. Bradley Wilson up 11. Michael Newman, he's fallen back a few spots from where he started. Alan Dice up a few spots. Dallas Sullivan also starting to move forward a little bit. Brett Sommers, 11 spots gain. It's going to be the top 15 as they double file back up. But yellow is going to be thrown back out for one more time around. If you like the paint schemes you see on track and you want to vote for your favorites, make sure to click on the link in the chat and in the video description, and you can vote for your top 3 favorites. The winner of that vote will win $10. Little something that they're doing here this season. There's about 5 different theme nights throughout the season where we'll see custom paints. Pace car's off, green flag back in the air. A little tire spin from Seth Hatchell in the 5th position. That'll open the door for Safe Ferris to take that spot away, as Maioto trying to hold off Jeremy Miller, and this is the biggest challenge that he's had so far, this far into a restart. Jeremy running that high groove, trying to keep the momentum up. Keith can't quite clear him, but still has the race lead down into 1. Keith gets a good drive off there. He should clear him, and he will. Keith Maioto hangs on to that race lead. Look at Jeremy Miller, though. He's closing up. He's been able to keep up with that 36 here these first couple laps. See if Keith can pull away as Alec Martinez, Anthony Pelican. Safe Ferris now the top 5, side by side. Reggie Ortega, James Loveland, who've been going at it for a lot of this race. Chris Samard behind them with a little bit of that right front damage. Still running in the top 10, and right behind him, Bradley Wilson. They are racing hard back here. Samard able to clear Bradley, and that'll secure the 10th position for the moment, but side by side in front of him still Reggie Ortega and James Loveland. These two just cannot get away from each other here on this short stint. Side by side. Oh, we saw that was Loveland goes around. I saw him get on the curb right there at the last second. He goes around right in front of Chris Samard. And I think most drivers able to avoid him, but he does have quite a bit of right front damage. That'll bring out the yellow. That may just about end the stage, but let's go take a look here. Loveland down low, gets loose on the brakes, gets into Reggie Ortega. He goes around Samard, just a little tap right there, and then he gets just absolutely driven into by the 98. Nowhere for Tony Baird to go. Mistake by Loveland, though, is going to cost him big time. That is a hard hit. Eric Lambert gets a piece of that. Looks like 71 of Sulfridge going to get a little of that as well. Let's see about that car, though. He was right there when all this happened, and he checks up. Actually just barely tags Chris Samard, but a really nice job to get around there. And for Chris Simard, he actually, or if he brought it into pit lane, yeah, he did. So he just took some tires. And he'll restart all the way back in 23rd with the stage end coming soon. All but about the top 13 drivers have made a pit stop. Or are continuing to make pit stops here. But my auto has let all 69 laps run so far. Now he has a teammate right there behind him, Seth Hatchell, who just got his first win of the season last week. Driver of the number 8 machine, last year's champion. Who's won 2 races in each of the last 2 seasons. Looking for another one here tonight. He won both races in the league last week. So it's starting to find some rhythm, find some pace. Getting the finishes that he wants. Cody Adkins, though, look at this. He's restarting 3rd. Could he get up there and win that stage, get that playoff point, and then put himself in position for the second bit of this race? We'll get the green flag next time. And it will be Mayato, Hatchell, Cody Adkins, Reggie Ortega, and Dallas Sullivan. The top 5 in this race. Rather, Bradley Wilson in 5th, Dallas Sullivan 6th. Pace car's off. There we go. Green flag back in the air for Mayato. We get a good jump right here. He'll clear his teammate. They'll go 1-2 for the moment. Reggie Ortega trying to take 3rd away. Just not quite able to do it right there, but really nice run. He should clear him. Cody Adkins fighting back down low. Just 2 more laps to go in this stage. Drivers fighting for position. Look at that, 3 wide farther back. They settle that out, sort of. It's still 2 wide now, 3 wide. Here comes the 30 of Jeremy Miller trying to fight back forward. He almost gets into the 99 of Anthony Pelican. And Save Fair is down low. They are 3 wide. These guys on fresh tires trying to push through. And Alec Martinez is going to work to the outside. Now he's trapped in between the 80 and the 3. But Keith Mayato out of turn number 4. He'll win the stage at lap 75, leading every single lap. Stage winner, Keith Mayato. As we work under the yellow flag, he led all 75 laps. And it looks like some smoke down on this end of the racetrack. Possibly the 40 of Robert Gilmore. Let me see if I can figure out what happened right there. Oh, big pile up coming to the end of the stage. Eric Lambert involved in that one. Chris Simard just sneaks on past right there. What happened here? They were 2-3. Oh, 44 gets in the 18. He goes around. Gets into Zach Carr. Dennis Steele involved. Eric Lambert. See if anybody else was involved in this one. The 32 of Wolfenbarger. And then Simard able to just barely sneak through as Eric Lambert was starting to get rolling. But that happened right there after the end of the stage. And Mayato and quite a few others will bring it down and off of pit road already. They'll cycle back in. Should be around 15th position. Michael Newman inherits the race lead. He is not pit at all in this race. Seen Michael try this a couple times this season, and he comes into the race. He is only 14 below the cut line. And if there were no winners outside the top 12, he would actually be the last car in, but because Jeremy Miller and Alec Martinez are both outside the top 12 in points, he is going to bring it in. So just getting that bonus point to lead a lap, so important. But this will put him at the tail end of the field. Jeremy Miller will now take over the top spot. Safe Ferris second. Dennis Steele will be third, actually. So the strategy cycling out the drivers who pit 11 laps ago will now move to the front. Chris Samard goes sixth. Lane Sulfridge in fifth. Anthony Pelican, who was up at the front previously, he runs in fourth right now. So getting mixed up just a little bit right here. And while we have a very brief moment, we'll talk about the story behind this number 99 car. That is a James Hilton throwback, and something very near and dear to Anthony, whose first job in racing was actually as an intern for James Hilton and his son on their car that looked very similar, or one of their cars a few years back. And this is a throwback to a much older car that James Hilton ran. And James and his son lost their lives tragically. I believe it was 2018, and he just wanted to honor them by running this and allowing him to get an opportunity in racing. And that's sometimes it's the people like that can that make all the difference, and really cool to see it out here. But green flag in the air, and Jeremy Miller has jumped out in front of Safe Ferris and Anthony Pelican. We'll hold on to the race lead for the moment. Keep an eye on some of the battles farther back. Dennis Steele heavily damaged up here in the top 10. Jeremiah Vincent on much older tires. He pit 36 laps ago. Everybody around him 15 laps or less on their tires. And Dennis Steele going to struggle a bit with the nose damage, but it's going to start to get really hairy here. The 22 of Ortega. He overshoots the corner again. He's done that now a couple times. Almost gets into Keith Mayato, who's able to avoid him. Close call right there, as here comes Cody Adkins. Looks to the outside, almost 3 wide, as Reggie gets to the back of Keith. Mayato, who led every single lap before they pit right here, in a dangerous position in the middle of all of this chaos. That car, the 27 machine, rides 27th right now. 4-time winner. He's going to have a long night. Currently 1 lap down in the lucky dog spot. But going to have a long road in front of him to get back on the lead lap. Oh, big wiggle right there from Dennis Faircloth. Able to hang on to it, and he will lose a spot to Cody Adkins. But now Keith Mayato and Seth Hatchell working their way back forward. Hatchell's been able to leapfrog the 36. And Seth moving up into 9th. Keith pulling right through behind him. They're going to approach Jeremiah Vincent in the 9 car. Jeremiah, a driver inside the cut line by about 7 points. He's trying to get everything he can here. And Hatchell will get by the 9 car. Here comes Mayato. Look at Brett Sommers right there. Brett has really had a big jump in performance as well over the last few races, and it is really good to see in that throwback Darrell Waltrip car. He's putting good performance in here tonight. Right here on the back bumper, Jeremiah Vincent racing up with Reggie Ortega. Brett comes into this race, I believe, outside the top 25 in points. Gets a little loose right there. He'll lose a spot to Bradley Wilson. He'll drop in line and should be able to work past Jeremiah Vincent. Oh, but he gets really sideways right there. Just able to hang on to it. Really trying to push that car to get past Jeremiah, who's going to try and clear himself here, I think. Meanwhile, at the front, how about this? Safe Ferris, who needs a win to advance. Running second. Caution flies. That is the 27 of that car. And possibly the 13 of Jordan Shepler. Let's go take a look. Oh, it started even farther up from them. The Dennis Faircloth and Dennis Steele. Oh, huge hit for the 80. Let's go overhead to this one. So Dennis Faircloth runs to the outside. He's there. Still there. 28 comes up into him, and then, oh, huge hit for both Dennis Steele and Dennis Faircloth as they get caught in that opening in the outside wall. Oh, man, he actually lifts in the air. It looks like Alan Dice involved, Zach Carr, Jordan Shepler. There was another driver in that, I think Michael Newman. Oh, yeah, he gets a big hit right there. So Michael Newman trying to play a little strategy to lead a lap, puts him at the back of the field, and heavy damage on the nose of that car now. Almost halfway in this race, and Jeremy Miller leads. They fare as second. Anthony Pelican, Chris Simard, AJ Estravato, the top 5. 6 cautions, 2 lead changes here tonight at North Wilkesboro. We're going to go to a quick side-by-side, and we will be right back.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
Pace car is off. Green flag back in the air. Jeremy Miller gets a great jump. He moves up to the high side there, and he'll have a good 2-car length advantage over Safe Ferris, who's got heavy pressure now from Anthony Pelican. Anthony Pelican riding in that 3rd spot. Here is Chris Simard under pressure from AJ Stravato. The 71 of Lane Sulford shoots way up the racetrack. That'll open the door for Seth Hatchell and Keith Mayato to try and make the move down low. Bradley Wilson also right there, almost took him 3 wide. And 71 really deep in the corner once again. Gonna lose some ground that time. And Mayato should be able to work on past here, at least in 1 and 2. But he gets a bump from Bradley Wilson, saying, I want to get going here. Now Lane Sulfridge starting to fade a little bit here. He is on older tires than some of these guys around him. So still hanging tough right now in the top 10. But Jeremy Miller not been able to escape from Safe Ferris. Still 3 car lengths. That time a bit better out of turn number 4. And Anthony Pelican closing in. Here is Chris Simard putting the 99 under pressure. fairly spread out as we do cross halfway. That Hatchell, though, those fresh tires, he is putting them to work. Closing up on AJ Servato, the damage 33 in front of him, still making great lap time. Seth's trying to get there. These two, no strangers to each other. They battled it out the last 2 seasons. Two of the winningest drivers in the league. Hatchell currently sits 4th on the all-time wins list. AJ, of course, all-time wins leader here in the series. 20 race wins. 9 of those came in 1 season here in the Cup Series. He just picked up the 20th last night at Talladega in the Xfinity cars. And right now looking to go do what Seth did last week and try and sweep the week. But he's got a tall task ahead of him here with still half this race and all that damage obviously affecting his speed here with this line of cars starting to close up. Battle farther back, Daniel Cunningham and Brett Sommers side by side for 13th and 14th. Brett running up there in that second groove. Almost contact right there between the 7 and the 87. Brett leaves the lane open. Here comes the Rowdy Energy machine back to the inside. Can't quite get there, but Brett going to continue to leave the door open. Oh, contact now. The 7 of Sommers trying to hang on to it. Goes around, gets tagged by Dallas Sullivan. That is probably going to bring a yellow out. No. No caution for that. Go back here. Others involved in this, I think Alan Dice. He gets stuck right there behind, and then Jeremiah Vincent. And somehow no yellow flag for that. That is crazy that that does not draw out a yellow flag. They were all the way around. What a tough break, though, for Brett Sommers. Just talking so much good. We got a little commentator's curse right there. He's still on the lead lap, but 10.5 seconds back in 19th now. Battle for second, Anthony Pelican's been able to make the move on Safe Fares. He'll take that spot away. Here comes Chris Samard trying to get up into a podium position. And right behind him, AJ Servato, Seth Hatchell, Keith Mayato, all those guys trying to move forward. They've closed up while these guys have been battling in front. And Jeremy Miller, loving what he's seeing in the rearview mirror. He's been able to drive away now 1.1 seconds. Doing a good job right there. Battle for third. Safe Fares on the outside. Here comes Chris Samard to the inside. They'll get right down alongside that curve. Safe giving him plenty of room. They're still side by side. The 37, a little bit of tire spin, getting back up onto the throttle. They'll remain side by side still. Safe actually pulls him quite a bit there on the backstretch, but they're approaching lap traffic. And Chris really struggling out of turn number 4. Down the racetrack, hard into the corner there. Almost slides up into Safe. And now AJ Servato is there along the quarter panel. He might try and cross over the 37, who's going to get checked up by Angelo Ronas. And there he goes, looks down to the inside. The door gets shut right in his face, though. Samard able to hold him off for the moment. He'll try and regroup and get moving back in the right direction. How about teammates now, side by side? Keith Mayato and Seth Hatchell. Bradley Wilson right there behind them. Good battling in front of him, though. Mayato really loose on the brakes right there, as AJ Servato is going to get a nose out in front of Chris Simard, and he should be able to clear him here. Chris not able to get back in the gas hard enough. He really hurt those rear tires, those couple slides off the corner. He's definitely feeling the effects of that. Here comes Keith Mayato closing in. Up at the front, Jeremy Miller's lead starting to shrink. Anthony Pelican just a half second behind. Anthony looking for his first win this season. Comes into this race. Actually 17th in the points. About 68 behind or below the cut line, so a win would lock him in. He is definitely closing up. It's under a half second as Jeremy Miller slowed up by these lap cars in front of him. He continues to close now under 0.4 of a second that time by. He was quite a bit faster, and Jeremy Miller really struggling to figure out where to go. He'll work to the inside of Tony Baird now. Eric Lambert still out in front of him. Actually, probably on fresher tires. Got a bit of a tire advantage over the leaders, so that's going to help equalize things. But here comes Anthony Pelican closing in. Just 2 car lengths back right now. They are surrounded by lap cars. Still 30 drivers left in this race on the racetrack. And we do have 23 on the lead lap. Eric Lambert still on the lead lap. He is about to go a lap down right here. And he's going to get loose. He'll get into the 30 of Jeremy Miller. That could open the door now for Anthony Pelican, who goes to his outside. And now Anthony's going to have to try and clear him and also navigate the lap traffic. So he'll go to the outside as a bumper given there by Eric Lambert to the 00 of Brandon Pearl. They are racing hard. Drivers fighting to stay on the lead lap. And drivers racing for the lead. That's allowing Safe Ferris to even close up. Look at Anthony Pelican goes through the middle. Now he's all over the back of Eric Lambert. We'll see if Eric makes the same kind of mistake right here. Anthony gives him some room. And Joey, thanks for tuning in here. So far in this race, we've had 6 cautions in the first 130 laps. Had a nice long run right here. As there we go, the 99 clears the 3, and Jeremy Miller shows his displeasure, gets right up in the door of Eric Lambert. Now they close up on the 80 machine of Dennis Faircloth, who finds himself now the last car on the lead lap, still running up by the wall. Definitely one of the most unique ways I've seen anyone get around this track, but might work for him to stay on the lead lap here. But Anthony Pelican really closing up. He may just complete the pass right here. That is impressive, honestly, by Dennis to be able to do that, as he's going to find himself right alongside Jeremy Miller at the exit of the corner there. The top 2 have cleared the lap traffic now, with Jeremy able to get in front of the 80. At least Safe Ferris yet to pass those drivers. And AJ Stravato, Chris Samard, Keith Mato, Seth Hatchell. And Hatchell Under heavy pressure from Bradley Wilson. Look at that, the 51, he is there. Close call for a moment there. AJ Servato, Dennis Faircloth, Seth Ferris makes his way past Eric Lambert. 1.2 seconds behind your race leader. And Anthony Pelican having a fantastic night. Started second. He's now led 7 laps in this race. But ran in second for most of the initial run behind Keith Mayato. Ended up falling to 4th by the end of that. We'll have to see if they're going to have to make green flag pit stops, because that could be the deciding factor in this race. Looking like it's pretty hard to make passes, even for drivers like Keith Mayato and Seth Hatchell, who have a tire advantage. It's somewhat equalized at this point. Car now to the inside of Dennis Steele, a lap car. Now 2 laps down, actually. We are still left with 20 on the lead lap. Jordan Shepler finds himself on the tail end. A few seconds in front of the leaders. And then Daniel Cunningham, also up here, 19. On dice, Brett Sommers doing battle back here, 17th and 18th, after Brett got spun around and Allen really had nowhere to go. They've obviously still been stuck together. 17th and 18th. For other battles on the racetrack, not too much at the moment. Anthony Pelican still out in front over Jeremy Miller. Bit of a disastrous night for a couple playoff drivers, or potential playoff drivers. Ryan Gemmel came into this race just 5 points above the cut line. The way it's looking, he's either going to finish, he's probably going to finish 25th or worse with no more cars out of this race. Angelo Ronis, another driver who finds himself having issues tonight. He rides 30th, 28 laps down after being flipped over in an early wreck. Able to get back on the racetrack, that cost him so much time to get that car fixed. Dennis Steele has brought it to the attention of his crew. They begin service there. He'll go another lap down. Battle for the race lead, still just a couple car lengths. They're reaching the lap traffic at once again. AJ Stravato's now taking 3rd away from State Ferris, and here comes Keith Mayato. Trying to work his way back towards the front. Amazing, Mayato's still just 2 seconds behind the race leader after working all the way through the field. Also Seth Hatchell right there in the same boat. They've been moved methodically through this pack. Now, Keith Mayato starting to put pressure on AJ Servato. You can see he's feeling the heat on the tires. Chris Samard brings it to pit lane. They obviously cannot make it. It's been about 60 laps, I think, on this run. Hard to the attention of his crew. When do other drivers pit? They're currently running about a second to a second and a half off of their fast times of the night. So Chris Samard can get a few laps ahead of these guys. It might be a race-winning move, but he has to have a clean sequence, and he's already a lap down, so can't get involved in any yellows, and has to hope that this runs all the way through. He'll go by Brandon Pearl. He's got a few more cars before he gets to the Lucky Dog spot. Lucky Dog is actually Jordan Shepler, so he's about a half track behind them. The leaders will try and work past Jordan. Keep an eye on any other leaders pitting. Samard, the first one to pit, is about lap 147 when he brought it down. Dennis Steele remaining on pit lane while his teammate leads. But there is a lot of traffic out in front. This is what Anthony Pelican is seeing. There's 8 cars there. 7 or 8 cars. A lot of these guys with heavy damage, and they're racing for position, trying to stay on the lead lap. It is not going to be easy for Anthony to get through all this. He may actually bring it to pit lane. You know, maybe that's a wise move. Try and bring it to pit lane before you have to take all this on. Lose all that time. Instead, put the fresh tires on it and try and fly right around them all. As the 40 of Robert Gilmore, he'll bring it to pit lane. Samard and Gilmore, the only ones to bring it down. Chris Samard has made progress up to 21st. And actually trying to work past Jeremiah Vincent. This is for the 20th spot. See the fresh tires at work right there, able to just drive right on by. 2 more cars in front of him to get back to lucky dog position. But Anthony Pelican, he's starting to stretch it out now. 3/4 of a second over Jeremy Miller. There is Daniel Cunningham, who will bring it to pit road. Was on the lead lap. Looking for other drivers to bring it in. Mostly just drivers mid-pack or farther back, but Chris Samard's still really the only leader. While Anthony Pelican works his way past Alan Dice, trying to clear him as quickly as possible, and Brett Somers next one in line. Still not a lot of takers. Nobody really bringing it down to pit road. Chris Samard with the gamble. He is closing in on the leaders. Currently not far behind Brett Somers, who is now in the lucky dog spot. Just Alan Dice and Brett Somers in front of him. He is taking up a lot of time on these guys. And right now, in behind AJ Stravato, able to get past him. Keith Mayato, his teammate right there in front, probably going to give him the easy way around when he gets there. But not too far up in front of him are the drivers he's got to pass for the lucky dog. And here we go. Chris almost taking it 3 wide, but he's going to go around the outside of his teammate. Looks like Keith going to give him that lane. Now Ryan Gemmel slow down low. There's Brett Somers. I think Brett might be bringing it to pit road. Oh, he's going to keep it on the track. Now those two fighting for the lucky dog. Lane Sulfridge now goes a lap down, leaving 14 on the lead lap. Anthony Pelican still showing the way now, 6/10 in front of Jeremy Miller. I like the bold call from Chris Samard, though. He now passes up Alan Dice. 1 more car in front of him to get to the lucky dog spot, and only 2 cars in front of him to get back to the leader. So he now gets back into lucky dog position. Right there's Jeremy Miller. Seth Hatchell pulls it on the pit road. Hatchell, another V-Speed machine. He's going to get going now. He'll re-enter 21st, whereas Chris Samard, he's up to 14th. Quite a ways ahead of Hatchell. There we go. Samard to the outside of Jeremy Miller. That is going to be for, well, that would be 2nd position, but he's only 1 spot away now from getting back by the leader, getting back on the lead lap all on his own. If this cycles all the way through, Chris Samard is going to have a huge lead, but he's going to get turned around by the 99. Try and keep it forward. No caution. But Samard gets tagged by Anthony Pelican, who missed his marks in the corner, and that is disaster for Samard, who looked like he could be on his way to a winning strategy. Now he's got damage. He's got to get back up to it. Still got fresh tires. He also took a big slide and big impact right there, and Anthony Pelican, with a big mistake, could cost him this race. Still in the race lead, Jeremy Miller, though, now just 2 car lengths back. They are still working through lap traffic. Mard's still on a mission. He is still flying compared to these guys, but he's been set back quite a bit. Seth Hatchell, about 2 corners behind him and running a couple tenths faster, so it's still a pretty big margin between Hatchell and Samard. If these guys do indeed have to pit, which, you know, I am assuming that they are going to have to do that. Did have a car roll off the pit road right there. Lane Sulfridge pulls onto pit lane. Like Angelo Ronis was the car that is pulling off of pit, or yeah, exiting pit road. He is very slow on the racetrack, so keep an eye out for him. Here comes Chris Samard. He's going to give it another shot. Now has Timmy Emanuele, who's about to put a lap down, and Samard right here in the mix. Just got to be patient. And there's Jeremy Miller. He's going to pull it on the pit road. And there is AJ Servato going to follow him. So a couple leaders bringing it in. Is it going to be fuel only? Left sides, right sides. Keith Maiato pulling off of pit road now. Where does this cycle? Chris Samard. Samard is 10th right now. Maiato 17th. Hatchell 13th. Samard back on the lead lap. First car on the lead lap, or back on the lead lap. Anthony Pelican still staying on the track. Does he bring it in here? And he will bring it in. So the race leader, he'll hand it off to Bradley Wilson. Got Safe Ferris not too far back. And right now the gap between Chris Samard and Seth Hatchell is about 2.5 seconds. And with 28 laps to go, it may just be too much for Hatchell to get there, but now they've got clean track between them. Riley Wilson stays on the racetrack, and it is getting crazy right here. Jeremy Miller gonna fly in behind Keith Maiato. Keith able to work through the lap cars. There goes Bradley Wilson, the race leader, to pit road. Other cars coming off of pit lane. There's really nowhere to go for cars approaching, as the pit exit just becomes the racetrack that quickly, and that is Dennis Faircloth right here in front of Keith Maiato. So keep an eye on this 36. There goes the 39 of Timmy Emanuele into his box. Dave Ferris takes over the top spot. Gonna be 25 laps to go next time. And Anthony Pelican trying to get back on the lead lap. He has lost a lot of ground to Jeremy Miller and Keith Maiato by staying out all those extra laps. He is running quite a bit faster. He's going to have to pick it up even more than that to be able to catch them. Meanwhile, Seth Hatchell has gotten around Chris Samard. Hatchell could be in the winning position. Running 4th right now, Cody Adkins in 3rd, still has yet to pit. Alex Pelican, Safe Ferris also yet to pit. Maybe they're trying to stretch it here. Safe Ferris has been on track for 108 laps since his last time on pit road, though. There was a car that pulled in onto pit road. That was Ryan Gemmel, who's made up a spot on Dennis Steele now. He's running in 28th, but still not the night he needed. Here comes Keith Maiato and Jeremy Miller. They make the move on Garrett Wolfenbarger. Wolfenbarger has yet to make a stop. State Fair is in the race lead. There are only 10 cars on the lead lap right now. Wolfenbarger now brings it to pit road. That'll leave 9 on the lead lap. I don't know if Safe thinks he can make it. Maybe he's saved enough. He's going for the Hail Mary. He needs a win to advance. Still running out here. The lead to Alex Pelican. 6.3 seconds. And then Cody Adkins right there on Alex's bumper. Those guys have about 10 laps more of fuel than Safe Ferris, though. I don't know if Safe can make it. And Seth Hatchell right here, obviously just pit not too long ago. Chris Samard now falling into the clutches of Keith Mayato and Jeremy Miller. So it's not going to work out for Chris. And Safe Ferris will bring it on to pit road. So he's going to give up the race lead. Alex Pelican now loses the race lead. Seth Hatchell takes the top spot. And behind him, Keith Mayato, who's going to work to the outside of AJ Stravato, who's had his fair share of issues here tonight. AJ currently runs 15th. Hatchell looking to go back-to-back, though, if he can. He's got 1.7 seconds over his teammate Keith Mayato. And Jeremy Miller right there behind the 36. That is a close battle. Anthony Pelican has reeled them in, though, just about a second and a half between the 99 and the 30. Caution is out, though. The 71 of Lane Sulfridge with problems on the front stretch. And this is going to change everything here. What happened to Lane, who had just made a pit stop 16 laps ago? And behind Alan Dice right here, goes to the high side. On the throttle, loses the back end. And then into the inside wall. Loops it around, backs it in. Go on board here with him. Lost control. And that'll bring out a yellow with less than 20 laps to go. What do the leaders elect to do? Keith Mayato will stay on the racetrack. Seth Hatchell, Chris Smart, Bradley Wilson all pit. Looks like Reggie Ortega will stay out as well. He needs points. Who else stays out? It's possible. Well, only 10 cars on the lead lap. So 2 cars stay out. That is Keith Mayato and Reggie Ortega. Jeremy Miller pits. Dave Ferris, Anthony Pelican, Seth Hatchell, Dallas Sullivan, Chris Samard, Bradley Wilson, Michael Newman, all the drivers on the lead lap right now. This is going to be a tough one for Keith, I think, to hang on to. Might be expecting another yellow flag quickly. And Dave Ferris back on pit road. He may have had a penalty of some sort. He'll get tires put back on that car. Maybe he had other issues, or he may be the lucky dog, actually, because AJ Stravato has not gotten the wave by, and he won't get a wave around. So AJ Stravato going to be trapped 1 lap down right here. Base car lights are out. We'll have 11 to go. This could get very, very chaotic here. I don't know how it's going to go, but comment in chat. Who do you think is going to win this thing? Is it Mayato? Going to be able to hang on the older tires? Could Reggie Ortega somehow steal this thing away? Is it going to be Anthony Pelican, who's run so well here in Stage 2? Jeremy Miller, who's run well in Stage 2? Seth Hatchell, is he going to go back-to-back? Green flag, back in the air. Good jump for Mayato, who's going to get away by 2 car lengths. 11 to go. He's going to have to push that car really hard, but the 30 of Jeremy Miller, you can see all the grip he's got in the center of the corner. Yellow flag back out. That one, Eric Lambert involved. And also looked like the 28 of Dennis Steele. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, Alan Dice as well. Looked like Garrett Wolfenbarger got a piece of it. They're going down in the corner. It looks 3 wide for a second. 3 gets into the 32. Up the track they go. Contact between Alan Dice and Eric Lambert. Dennis Steele. Hard hits all on the inside barrier. And they get rolling once again here. But Keith Mayato, he's going to hang on to this race lead. He's probably loving. But there was that yellow flag. Jeremy Miller was closing up. These car lights are still on. They'll go at least one more time, or at least 2 more times. That'll leave us with either 5 or 6 laps to run in this race. We'll see if Keith can hang on. Reggie Ortega fell all the way to 4th on that short lap and a half. Jeremy Miller in 2nd, Anthony Pelican in 3rd. If you're tuned in, you liked what you've seen all race long, be sure to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. You can also check us out at all these different social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where we post announcements before each broadcast. You can also check out our Twitch, our website as well, vspeedsim.com, if you want to learn more about what we do. I do want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight and hope you all have enjoyed. It's going to be I think it's going to be a pretty exciting finish here. Should get the one to go this time. It'll be 5 laps to the end of this race. I'm not sure we're going to keep it green that whole way. But it will be Keith Mayato, Jeremy Miller, Reggie Ortega, Anthony Pelican, and Seth Hatchell. The top 5. Dallas Sullivan once again in 6th. Hatchell, Bradley Wilson 7th. Chris Samard 8th. Michael Newman Safe Fair is the top 10. See when Mayato goes and what kind of a restart he can get. Pretty good timed jump there for the 30 as he pulled even with Keith late in the restart zone. Now Keith's going to have to fight for his life, but cars in the wall. That's Dallas Sullivan. Huge pile up behind. The track is blocked. This car's getting moved back around. Saw that one coming. I told you we weren't going to stay green, and it didn't last very long at all. See what happens here. Dallas behind the 22. He gets run over by the 51 of Bradley Wilson. Gets sent in the outside wall. Hard impact for Brett Sommers. The 21 of Alex Pelican right there as well. Let's see who else was involved in this one. 21, the 7, the 27, the 00, the 9, the 57, the 28, the 71. And others. There was another car that went spinning there. That was Michael Newman. Had other problems in this race. Able to, I think, collected there. I'm not sure if he he was able to keep it saved. Ryan Gemmel goes sliding through the grass right there. This looked like from Jeremiah's nose cam. Yeah, he locked down the brakes. The back end came around. Big hits, though, for some of those drivers. If you haven't already, go vote for your favorite paint schemes. The voting is going to end here pretty soon. Pretty close battle in the voting. It's actually, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's tied right now between two drivers. So go vote for your favorite 3 schemes using the link in the chat, and the winning driver will get $10. A lot of great looking paint schemes out here tonight. Mayato currently leading this race in his throwback Mark Martin machine. Very similar looking to the, I believe it's Stroh's Light. That was from the late 80s. A little bit before my time, but a pretty simple, cool looking car. Kind of the early parts of Mark Martin's career. Always cool to go back. I know Keith's a big Mark Martin fan. Anthony Pelican, he's in the voting as well. The 99 James Hilton throwback. Going back to the 48. Dave Ferris, his Audi touring car throwback. And we are back under green, actually. That was a replay. But green flag back in the air. Mayato's able to hang on to the lead. Jeremy Miller is trying to make a move all over the back bumper. Keith dives it down into turn 3. Jeremy Miller closing in, and we know that 30, he's not going to be afraid to shove Mayato out of the way. Keith goes defensive here. And they're going to make contact for the race lead. Jeremy Miller up the track. Here comes Anthony Pelican. But watch out, Keith. That 30, he's going to take a shot. You know he will. He's going to send him around. Here comes Anthony Pelican. The battle for the win. Anthony Pelican's going to do it here at North Wilkesboro. He wins. And what a clutch victory. He'll lock himself into the playoffs with that win. Holy cow, what a finish. And Season 1 champion Anthony Pelican finally returns to victory lane here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Let's take a look at all of this once again. A little bit farther back, here we go. Keith Mayato comes across the line. He'll finish in 9th at the end of this race. But let's go take a look at this replay. Keith actually gets a little bump from Jeremy right there, as Jeremy was aggressive, getting down in the line. You know, Keith, he went defensive here. Missed the corner just a little bit. Pretty well straight in the corner there. Jeremy able to recoup, really recovered nicely there, and you knew what was on his mind at that moment. He goes down in the corner. Keith's already unsettled. He sees that 30 closing in. And Anthony Pelican, he's like, I love this. That door opened right up for him, and there he goes to the inside. Jeremy Miller, hell-bent on revenge right there, gets the wall, almost gets Anthony. And how about Reggie Ortega? He finishes in 3rd. His first podium of the season, as Anthony Pelican takes home the victory here tonight. What a finish in this race. Can you believe that? That was incredible. As Anthony Pelican in the honorary James Hilton machine. He'll bring it to victory lane. Let's see if we can get him up in the booth straight away after such an incredible finish. He is going to be ecstatic. I know that for a fact. Let's pull him in here. Anthony Pelican, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me.
I got you, Adam.
Well, Anthony, what a finish there. You survive that chaos between the 30 and the 36. And you get your first victory of the season. You lock yourself into the playoffs with just these last 2 races to go. How do you feel about getting that done here tonight?
I feel good. Don't like to get it done like that, but when somebody else does the moving, I guess it's acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even have to get your nose dirty at all. They did all the work for you. But what does it mean to lock yourself into the playoffs here? I know you came into this, you were actually on the outside by quite a bit, and you weren't really going to be able to point your way in. It was going to take that win, and you get it done.
Yeah, it feels great. This is a real great league, great group of guys, really competitive from top to bottom. So I'm just honored to be able to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and you were the Season 1 champion. You finally returned to victory lane here tonight. And we've got one more race before those playoffs. Let me track that down. Looks like it is going to be the Charlotte Marathon race next week. A real long one there at the Charlotte Oval. So how do you feel about going out there?
Pretty decent. I like long runs, so hopefully it goes green.
Awesome. We'll see if you can go back-to-back after your first win here tonight this season. And you did lead 44 laps on the way. Well-deserved win here tonight. So anybody want to give a shout-out to?
Just give a shout-out to all my Dowden Racing teammates. And want to give a shout-out to the wife, too, for everything she does for me.
Awesome, Anthony. Well, congrats on this huge victory for yourself, and we'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Anthony Pelican, a clutch win. And, man, what more can you say about that? That is as exciting as it gets at the expense of Keith Mayato, who went defensive. He knew he was going to be beat on tires, so just did what he could there, and Jeremy Miller sent him around. But speaking of Jeremy Miller, let's go give him a call up. Jeremy Miller, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Well, Jeremy, it got pretty exciting there those last 2 laps as we expected, but man, you gave him everything you got right there down in the last couple corners. You end up finishing in second after such an exciting run here tonight. Just run us through those last couple laps.
Yeah, I mean, definitely want to apologize to Keith. I was not going in there trying to turn him. I was obviously trying to move him. I mean, that's short track racing, but I carried more speed because of the tire difference than I was expecting it to be a difference, and hit him earlier in the corner than I expected to. So that's what sent him around. Other than that, just a lot of speed in the car. You got lapped cars out there that, can't really drive in a straight line, and that creates some issues. This guy's out here trying to be Dale Earnhardt. He's got the hidden over cars down, but he doesn't have the intimidating or speed down yet, so he's got to keep working on that.
I did see a little bit of contact there as you were leading earlier in stage 2, but you drive your way back up into contention late in the going here, and you get back up on the podium. It's been a little while, I think, but you do have that race win. We've got the playoffs in a couple weeks. We've got the Charlotte Oval next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Yeah, it should be good there. I mean, we've had this kind of pace all season. Running up front last week, Kansas got in a wreck with a teammate because, netcode happens. It's part of the sim. It is what it is. Just want to keep building on these finishes and try to punch one in victory lane. Definitely felt like deserved to win it tonight. Wasn't arguably the best car, but was definitely a top 3 car. And I think I played the race perfectly and just didn't go the right way.
Yeah, this is your 3rd runner-up finish, actually, this season. I'm just looking back on the results. After the win in week 1, you definitely have had the pace, just last couple races. The finishes haven't been there, like you said. But, yeah, great momentum builder as we go into Charlotte, locked into the playoffs. So, 2nd place tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Keith. I mean, he led the most laps tonight and deserved the win. Last thing I wanted there was to turn him. I mean, I was trying to beat him, but I didn't want to send them into the back of the pack like that, which I actually don't think it was too far back because there wasn't many cars on the lead lap, but still, it just... I was not going in there with the intention of wrecking them. I was just trying to get under them, try to get above them up in 1 and 2. There was contact there, just hard racing. Nobody's at fault, really. But
Yeah.
I definitely carried a little too much speed into that final corner there. Just, I guess the tire difference, I wasn't... I braked where I broke the entire night, but he had to back up the corners more than I did, and I just didn't compensate for that and ran him over.
Yeah, definitely a fun and exciting finish, though, and you're both locked into the playoffs, and sure can definitely move on from that. So, great run here tonight. You did lead 49 laps, which I think was second most. Definitely had the speed out here tonight. So, congrats on that, and we'll catch you in Charlotte next week.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Jeremy Miller, second place finisher. Let's go to third place. Reggie Ortega, who I believe is going to be on the podium for the first time. He's got a few top fives this season, but Reggie, admin over at the Virtual Racing League, who's making his first season here in the Cup Series. Gonna end up on the podium tonight. Reggie, Adam in the V-Speed booth, you got me.
I got you, man.
Well, Reggie, your first podium of the season. You've had great speed all season long and a really strong race. You kind of had to work through a few things here and some strategy at the end to get you the track position, but man, you end up on the podium. Describe your race tonight.
Oh man, it was definitely a hard-fought race. I did not expect to be in this position that I was tonight, but definitely got to give it to a lot of these guys out there that were racing the way they were. I mean, didn't expect the race to end like that for sure, but man, I'm out of breath, sweating, and that was probably one of my hardest fought races I've ever been a part of, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those short tracks, they'll do it to you for sure. I get all sweaty racing in them too. But, man, you come into this race, you're up there, inside the top 10 in points. You had a decent cushion coming into this race, and you'll only build on that, really. So how does it feel, to gain some points over the cut line going into regular season finale next week?
It feels great. Definitely feels great. I was really nervous, especially because this is a short track and so much can go wrong. Pitting early and a caution would come out and just screw you with being, laps down or, getting turned, on somebody's mistake. So much can go wrong. And man, the race went so well for me, and I had to fight to get up there, and just such a relief to get that finish. I really do wish, though, I pitted when the leaders did. I think it was like the last 2 cautions, I think it was, but I really wanted to, but I just missed pit road, so I had to stay out.
And it ends up working out for you too. I mean, you end up here on the podium, man. It's just you've had those top fives, you've had a really consistent speed all season long, and finally pays off here tonight. So ended up working out, I think, and you gained 20 spots from where you started in tonight's race. So that's very impressive. We go to Charlotte next week. How do you feel about going out there?
I like Charlotte. I probably use a different line than everybody else does, so it's one of the reasons why I like it so much. But the way with this package is, I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of side-by-side action, hard to pass, but I'm looking forward to it, especially after this momentum I got tonight.
Yeah, you can go in there a little bit more free and more confident with a nice solid podium and knowing you've got more gap to the cut line there. So really great to see you get up here on the podium. It was just a matter of time. You had speed all season so far, so congrats on that, on the third place tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Adam. But for sure, my teammates, from LDR, AJ, Angelo, Jeremy, and Zach, they're definitely a really good group of guys. Thank you, Adam, for broadcasting all this. And definitely below the WYO, the league, the admins, and everybody who runs it. I mean, they definitely do a good job, and the league is good, man. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was a great race tonight. A lot of long runs, short runs, all kinds of side-by-side action, and really just a great display of talent here, and yourself included. So congrats on third place finish, your third place finish here tonight, Reggie. And we'll catch you next week.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you.
Right. I haven't talked to Reggie in a little bit since VRL's been and over, but always a good guy to talk to, and great race for him here tonight. Ends up on the podium, and sure he is absolutely thrilled. You can hear it. He is definitely thrilled about that one. But Anthony Pelican is your race winner here tonight. He locks himself into the playoffs with the win after a really strong race from him. It looked like it was his to lose before the pit cycle, but it all kind of went wrong there. He was behind other drivers, and it took a move by Jeremy Miller to knock Keith Maillard out of the way to open the door for Anthony, and he took full advantage, taking the victory here tonight. So congrats to him. All the other drivers who will show right now in the rest of the results. 9 cautions in the 200 laps here tonight. Did have an overtime finish, 3 extra laps, so we actually went 2:03. 8 total lead changes, and Anthony Pelican ends up making the final one. He takes the victory. Jeremy Miller ends up second. Reggie Ortega third. State Fair's very strong run in 4th. He had a shot at some points in this race. 5th place, Bradley Wilson. 6th was Seth Hatchell. 7th, Chris Samard. Those will be good finishes for Bradley and Chris, who are now going to find themselves even tighter in that cut line battle. Garrett Wolfenbarger finishes 8th. Keith Maillard 9th. Michael Newman 10th. Finishing in 11th was Cody Adkins. Timmy Emanuele 12th. Jeremiah Vincent 13th. That is going to tighten up the battle right there. Jeremiah a few spots back from Chris and Bradley. So that'll get very, very tight. Jordan Shepler 14th. AJ Stravato 15th. Alan Dice 16th. Dennis Faircloth 17th. Brandon Pearl 18th. 19th, Lane Sulfridge. And running out the top 20 here tonight is Robert Gilmore. In 21st position, it was Alex Pelican. 22nd, Brett Sommers. 23rd, Dallas Sullivan. 24th, Zach Carr. 25th, Ryan Gemmel. He's going to have to rebound next week and get it done at Charlotte. It'll be very tight for him. Dennis Steele, 26th. 27th, Eric Lambert. 28th, Tony Baird. 29th, Daniel Cunningham. And rounding out the top 30, Angelo Ronis. So that is actually a pretty rough result for him as well. Alec Martinez finishes 31st. James Loveland rounds out the field tonight, 32nd position. The 32 drivers in tonight's race, and what a race it was. We want to thank you so much for tuning in here tonight for the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. You can tune in here next week for the Charlotte Marathon 225. It's going to be 225, I believe it's a lap race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That is going to be a really good one. You won't want to miss it. Some endurance is going to be involved, and strategy, tire conservation. Who can put themselves in the best position to be there at the end. Thank you so much for tuning in. All the sponsors to make this happen. All these drivers for putting on a great show for us. Check us out at all these different social media outlets. Find us there throughout the week, and also right before each and every broadcast, you'll see posts saying that we're going live. Thank you so much. Have a great night.